Hi, this is Daniel. I'm a spokesperson for Nehemiah Reset. Today I wanted to talk about the dilemma that the Republicans face regarding the One Big Beautiful Bill. As of today, Congress continues to argue about how they will cut the budget to meet the spending requirements in order to pass the budget bill using reconciliation. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he is tantalizingly close to a deal with blue state Republicans on a SALT compromise. Why does this matter? I am not quite there yet, he told reporters, but sources say Johnson is close to solving one of the thorniest problems in the big, beautiful bill. He held a productive meeting with Republicans who are threatening to vote against the bill, according to a source familiar with the negotiations. According to sources, discussions are moving in the right direction. We got into some details about different variables, different caps. According to Representative Nick Lalata, a Republican from New York. According to him, folks are talking about how long this lasts and all those variables, and to see if there's a number that we could get to. And if we don't, I'm going to vote no on the bill, and the bill likely won't pass. These blue state Republicans are more concerned about their re-election than they are about getting something done for all citizens of the United States. The current SALT cap is $10,000, and the current proposal cap is $30,000, but they want more. What they should be doing is pushing their state government to reduce the tax burden on its citizens, not asking the rest of the country to subsidize their state's out-of-control spending. According to sources, Representative Nicole Malliotakis, a New York Republican and a Ways and Means Committee member, was asked to leave a SALT discussion meeting. Apparently, members were upset with her signaling that she was fine with the $30,000 cap, according to a person familiar with the matter. According to her, she said, all I know is they can sit and negotiate with themselves all they want, but there will be no changes unless the committee agrees. Representative Elise Stefanik, a Republican from New York, was instrumental in setting up the meeting with Johnson, which occurred in 2 different sessions with a break for votes. She was joined by New York Representatives Mike Lawler, Nick Lalata, and Andrew Garbarino, as well as New Jersey's Tom Keene and California's Young Kim. But tonight's positive momentum was a remarkable turnaround. Earlier in the day, tempers were flaring with Lawler questioning if House Ways and Means Chair Jason Smith, a Republican from Missouri, would even have his gavel if it weren't for the SALT caucus. Johnson will still have to manage the other flank of this to make sure it's not a bridge too far, said another person familiar with the negotiations. Johnson still has dozens more problems to solve. Another major problem is the targeted savings in the bill from Medicaid funding. The current version of the bill calls for a $625 billion savings in Medicaid. Johnson is facing a potential rebellion from conservatives and moderates over the $625 billion in savings the bill will wring from Medicaid. In addition, 4 GOP senators, in addition to more than 20 House Republicans, are concerned about potential cuts to the Inflation Reduction Act clean energy tax incentives. In total, the committee is looking at $515 billion in savings from energy-related tax provisions. According to the Joint Committee on Taxation, it has calculated that the tax cuts considered by the Ways and Means Committee will cost some $3.8 trillion. The budget agreement passed in March allows Congress to authorize $4 trillion in tax cuts if it reduces spending by $1.5 trillion. The Joint Committee assumed the SALT cap would rise to $30,000 from its current $10,000, which sent a signal to SALT Republicans that they had approximately $200 billion in headspace. Trump's plan to exempt overtime pay from taxes will cost $124 billion over 4 years. Doing the same for tips will amount to $40 billion in less revenue. This fight demonstrates what is wrong with our politicians today. They're more concerned about re-election than what is good for America. This problem points to a major problem we have with the current election system for senators and representatives, which could be solved by term limits. I would much rather have longer terms for representatives and term limits for reps and senators, so that elected individuals would vote their convictions rather than worry about whether they will be re-elected or not. I hope this situation gives you food for thought on why many of us want term limits for our elected officials. Term limits would help address this problem and would potentially attract a more diverse candidate pool to these positions. One of our problems today is most of the senators and representatives have little, if any, practical experience in the real world. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. My name is Daniel. I am one of the spokespersons for Nehemiah Reset. The prior video was sponsored by Nehemiah Reset, a 501c3 Christian organization. Our mission is to assist Christians in developing a biblical worldview as it pertains to relevant cultural and biblical issues. We seek to inform Christ's followers, equip them, and mobilize them into action to vote for their biblical values and to actively engage in our culture. We are also committed to help Christians and non-believers to develop a better biblical worldview. Nehemiah Reset produces videos and ebooks to assist members of the church in developing a biblical worldview when it comes to cultural issues and biblical ideas. We produce videos on key topics like public school indoctrination, the woke agenda, sex education, equity and inclusion, climate change, immigration, religious freedom, and much, much more. We also produce videos regarding key biblical topics that help Christians become more Christ-like. To learn more about Nehemiah Reset or to watch our latest videos, go to our website at nehemiahreset.org, our rumble.com channel, or our YouTube channel. We produce videos every week. To get a weekly list of our latest videos, sign up for our weekly newsletter by clicking the subscribe button at our website. You can support our website by liking our videos, subscribing to our channels, or providing donations to help us produce videos and attract more viewers. Thanks for your help in growing God's kingdom and bringing more people to Christ. Thank you for your support. Have a great day.